So we're going to talk about the DK Haney Partner Program that we have here today, which involves a network of contractors such as yourselves that we are utilizing and relying upon in order to serve a mutual client base, which we'll talk about. DK Haney Roofing was established in 1990. Dustin Haney started this company, and when he did, he he started with a research quest to find the best roofing system that exists, and he stumbled across Duralast, and Duralast allowed him to really step forward into the market of roofing. And on top of that, he decided to work within the most complicated roof systems, such as the restaurant segment. He picked up a few restaurants and got really good with the installation of Duralast, with servicing Duralast, etc. And from there, he branched off into the school sector, started to really take care of the school districts down here in Texas, and since then has grown his business throughout the entire state of Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, etc. But who am I? Who are you? Why are we here? Let's talk about introductions. And from what I can tell, you guys have been chosen for one reason or another, or referenced from a Duralast rep who reached out to another Duralast rep. Usually, how these things start, which led us to you guys, and we're going to talk about the program that we have here to offer you guys and to truly partner with. And with that, we want to get to know you, your capabilities, your bandwidth, and vice versa. So for you guys, do you have a dedicated service department in place? Well, yeah, we do. We have 4 crews and yada, yada, yada. Okay, that's great. That's really what we're looking for. Question for you guys: how are estimates and re-roof quotes completed within your company? Oh, well, we got a estimating department separate from our sales division. We have sales go out in the field. They capture all the information. They send it back to the estimator. Estimator packages it all up into a nice bid. We send it back to the sales rep. Sales rep sends it to the customer. Okay, great. So that's really what we want to know is how it is that you put your re-roof quotes together, which correlates to who we might be working with within your organization. In regards to service, you guys said you have a service department dedicated specifically to service. What is your service territory? Oh, we cover the whole state of Georgia, and we are able to respond pretty quickly. We got crews scattered throughout the state. We started in Atlanta, and here we are covering the entire state of Georgia. Perfect. All right, so what is it that you guys install primarily? Oh, we do a lot of TPO, Duralast, and Sarnafil, PVC. Okay, great. Good to know. And do you guys do any coatings? Oh yeah, we do Uniflex coatings, and that's about it. All right, no problem. What do you guys service? Are you able to service about all of the roof systems out there? Do you find yourselves working with a certain type of roof system? Oh no, we service anything. Our service team is equipped to service anything from TPO to PVC, Duralast, built up, torch down, EPDM, you name it. Our guys are great. They can service anything. Perfect. Okay, what are your retail labor rates for T&M? What do you guys charge your client that just calls you and says, I have a leak call? Oh, we charge $85 an hour and we send a 2-man crew out. Okay, cool. Good deal. Well, a little bit about us and who am I? Who's speaking with you? My name is Will Riley. I've been in the service industry for 10 years. I worked specifically within the consulting side, the software side. I worked with contractors all across the country. We implemented service programs that extended into the sales programs and really helped customers, or contractors for that matter, grow through a business model that led with service first. Over the years, I've strengthened my portfolio to show that service really is the way to go, which led me to DK Haney Roofing, which they have a great leader. We have a great leader here. Dustin really puts the customer first, We're really big on morals, which you'll come to see. We really focus on client retainage, going after a customer, truly servicing their needs, acquiring that customer, and hoping that that customer sticks with us for forever. But like I said, Dustin started this company some 15 years ago. He's been primarily a Duralast installer. We are known for our execution, not just putting on the roof, but making sure that that roof's going to stick, it's going to last, it's done correctly. We're big on our scores around here. We average a 99 for Duralast rating, and if you are familiar, which you should be, otherwise we wouldn't be talking here today, then you would know that A99 is pretty phenomenal. We shoot for hundreds on every single job, but we don't just put the roof on and then just run. We will go back as many times as it takes in order to keep that customer satisfied, which a lot of times is going back and servicing and finding out it's an HVAC leak. But you know what? We're going to take care of it because we know that that's what we need to do in the end to retain that client. And again, we are big on quality. We do a lot of Duralast here. We do TPO. We do Tritaflex, which is a great roof system. It's also great to use within the repair division. It's a rubberized coating with no asphalt in it, so it holds up throughout the seasons quite well. We could talk more about the Tritaflex application. We also do Uniflex. I'm sure you guys heard of that. We are self-performed here in Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana, meaning we are in-house. We're based out of DFW. We send our own crews throughout the state of Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. And again, we have a large focus on service, meaning we're going to go out, take care of these customers, solve their leaks. The leaks turn into larger repair jobs. Larger repair jobs turn into larger re-roof jobs. But again, we want to retain that client throughout the duration of our relationship. And with this focus has led us to acquiring national accounts, and this is happening very quickly. We have a number of corporate accounts, and they are spread throughout the United States. We are relying on contractors like yourselves in order to service these customers. We're also very big on culture. We're huge on, like I said, relationships, and in the end, just doing the right thing, even if that doing the right thing means money out of our wallet. We're going to make sure that that client's happy, and we're going to do what is necessary in order to complete that job on time and to the standards of which we would want our own project to take place with. So why? Why are we here? Why are we doing this? What exactly are we doing? Well, we found a large need for service within the industry. And yes, everyone has a need for service, but we found a larger need service nationally. These corporate accounts such as the Red Lobsters, the Texas Roadhouses, the Chili's, the Fiesta Groups, they all do not have a good service solution. So what we've been able to discover is by extending a hand, by showing them a new way perhaps of doing business, we're able to funnel all of their requests through us and distribute them, audit them, and keep them happy in the end and benefit you guys. We discovered this large need for service across many spectrums, one of which is the warranty claims, especially when it relates to Duralast. It's been quite arduous for them to deal with, and we found a way to streamline their efforts and to get them the proper service and the proper time frame in which they truly deserve. Like any other trade out there, you can call in any other trade, and typically the response time is far quicker than it is within the roofing side. We also have a strong desire to protect these companies, to make sure that when they have a leak, for example, that leak get diagnosed and corrected to the industry standards set forth. And a lot of times these customers, they call for leak service and they aren't necessarily getting the right treatment, or they're not getting the services done in the manner in which they're paying for. We're seeing that they're getting billed a lot of money for a service call, and we go out and they find an HVAC panel's blown off and they're paying $1,000 for that visit. Well, we don't think that that's fair. Or they are being overbilled for work where we know what it takes, and they are being taken advantage of, either because they don't know any better or because the documentation isn't there, for whatever reason. So we want to make sure that we protect these customers. Consistency, we're making sure that every customer of ours is getting consistent service. It's executed consistently across the board, which is really all these guys want, is consistency, which is super tough to get, especially when we're working with as many vendors as a company like Brinker is. We've got 1,500 properties throughout the United States, and each regional calls whatever contractor they deem necessary, and that is quite difficult to track for a company the size of Brinker. Transparency, meaning when we go out, or anybody goes out to a property, that we communicate, they communicate exactly what the issue is and what took place in order to resolve that issue, and to put it all out there. And that's what we're really big on, is making sure that they see exactly what we see. And what we see is exactly what the technician on site sees. And we're not here to hide anything. We're not here to take advantage of anybody. We're here to show that we are here all trying to do the right thing. And the group that we're involved with is all focused on the same stuff. We want to help partner contractors. So that's a great version of our why we're doing this. Not only do we benefit, does the client benefit, but our partners benefit, because we are truly able to create an environment in which everybody wins. We're bringing work to the table, not only service work, but re-roof opportunity. So we see it as a way to help partner contractors as well. We really found it important that discovering our business model, that we don't create a lopsided business model where we end up being the sole winners in all of this, where we make all of the margin, we make all of the money. We feel it's very evenly balanced. Like I said, the customer wins because they get the service that they're paying for. We win because we make a percentage off of the top, and the contractor we're doing business with wins because we drop work right in their lap. And that's just point blank honest. So how are we doing it? Well, we've been able to build systems, and also within those systems, we have processes that handle these national accounts. When a leak call comes in, it comes in through our project coordination office. The project coordination office enters the leak call or re-roof request inside of our system. We reach out to an affiliate or a partner, and we ask them to fulfill the work order, and that gets processed through our systems. And in the end, we move it from A to Z, A being open to completion. We've been able to replicate what we do here locally in Texas on a larger scale. We've been able to streamline these processes across the board and virtually give a customer the same level of satisfaction that they get here in Texas than they do in California or Florida or Illinois. During each job that we process, we are communicating to all parties involved, and this is what they love probably the most, is the corporate level gets the same level of communication as the store or regional level. If we go out and service a leak in the middle of Illinois, the Chili's manager of that store will get notified as we receive that call, as we schedule that call and process that call, and so will the corporate contacts over at Brinker. They will receive all the notices, and we'll pick up the phone and make sure that everyone's involved upon every job that we process through our system. We are really reliant on like-minded contractors. We seek the best of the best to partner with the best of the best. We're not looking for just anyone. So how we even arrived at having this conversation says a lot. You guys were referred to us through a rep, and when we ask a rep for a recommendation as to who we should work with, we do probe them for questions and make sure that you guys fit the build, that not only do you have a dedicated service department, but you guys have a focus on doing the right thing in the end. These are all personal references, and we want to make sure that your rep gets noticed, and also I can't stress enough how important it is that we all are in this together, and that in the end, we're going to do the right thing. And sometimes, like I said earlier, doing the right thing means we're going to eat a little bit of profit to make sure that the customer is satisfied, because we know in the long run, the benefits are going to outweigh what it is we have to put into it now. The focus being, again, how we're able to service these corporate accounts is by partnering with guys like yourselves that see improvement every single day and that strive to achieve that improvement and become the best of the best. We want to partner with the best of the best. We expect great service, we expect great installs, and want to grow together, especially as we continue to onboard these national accounts. What exactly we're doing? Well, we're providing a great service solution nationwide. We're providing the solution to a number of corporate accounts, and they're going to get the same experience across the country than they do here in Texas. We're providing high-end re-roofs nationwide. We don't just enter into an agreement with just anybody. We don't shop for the lowest labor. We don't shop for someone who can work out of their house because they're just a little bit cheaper. We want to provide high-end roofs, and again, we need the best possible install. We are offering our customer base care and custody of a roofing portfolio, meaning we're committed to managing their portfolio on a corporate level. The amount of data that we've been able to capture over the past 2 years is astronomical. We've been able to catalog a lot of their facilities, to present that data in a meaningful fashion, and allow them, our customers, to make decisions based on that portfolio. And we'll talk a little bit more about how you guys can reap the benefits of capturing a little bit more information while you're already on site. And we'll talk about how that funnels into our system and how you guys are able to benefit from that in the end. We're providing a single source for all warranty claims, and that's been really one of the primary motivators in starting this program, is to hear some of the struggles that companies like these restaurant groups are going through, is processing a simple, or what should be a simple, warranty claim. And just to give you a quick scenario, they're going to call, let's say they have a leak, and they're going to call Duralast. They're going to call Duralast and say, I have a leak at this facility. Duralast is going to call that contractor, not knowing their bandwidth, not knowing their strengths or availability, and say, we have a leak call in this area. You have a not to exceed of $400, $300, whatever it is. Go out there. And that could be either 2 weeks, or that could be 45 days is what we've been collecting. And before we know, contractors been sent out and actually resolved the issue. And hopefully they resolve the right issue. A lot of times we hear that they've gone out and they've addressed something or something else, and then that information is transferred back to Duralast. That information from Duralast is then transferred back to the customer. And the time lapse in which that call was originated to when it was resolved seems to be quite long. So we've been able to say, look, why don't you call us direct? We've worked it out with Duralast where we can bill Duralast directly, or we can just go ahead and process that call, bypassing the whole warranty claims process that everyone has to go through, which we all know is quite lengthy, and truly take care of these customers. Because again, what drove that is the fact that the customer has a leak, but yet there's all these steps they got to go through in order to get resolved on that leak process. So we said, look, come to us, we'll take care of it, and we'll figure it out on the back end. So being a single source for all warranty claims is quite the feat for these corporate accounts, and it's what we are selling them. We're selling them real-time audit of every job that takes place, both on the service side and the re-roof side. On the service side, we're showing them throughout every step of the way, from when it's scheduled to when we show up to when we leave. We're checking in with the right people. We're checking out with the right people. We're taking care of the right issues. On the re-roof jobs, we're showing them the progress throughout every day worked on site. We're delivering to them, four before afters, or four before photos, four after photos of each job, along with the percent complete, along with a description. So how does it work? Sounds great, but am I going to have to send a full admin team to make sure that this works? Do I gotta, bend over backwards? No. Again, we want to create a win-win environment. For example, a service call. When we process a service call, we're going to get the call. We're going to reach out to our partner in your area, just like yourself. We're going to say we have this of a not to exceed to work within. When can you get out there? And what we want is we want an ETA from you, so we can communicate to our customer when we'll be on site. We'll ask you to go out, check in with the manager, find the leak area, fix the leak area, and check back out with the manager. Now, if you get out there and the not to exceed needs to be raised for whatever reason, sometimes we have a not to exceed of say $300, we still want you to do a temp set of repairs, if at all possible, right? And in every case, we send you out on a service call. We want work to take place. Unless it's an HVAC panel blown off, then we'll ask you to take pictures of the HVAC panel, and we will document that. We don't expect that to be a non-billable call, but we do expect it to be fair within those environments. Now, if you see there's, for example, 5 pitch pans that need to be replaced, we want you to go out and temp them in, take some pictures of the 5 pitch pans. We will present and also present us with a quote to do those 5 pitch pans. We will take that to the customer and ask for a not to exceed increase. Meanwhile, we're billing for the temporary repair that you did while you're on site. And then we'll schedule that contract job at a future date. That's usually how a service call will look. While you're out on site, the more information that you can capture, the better. If you can capture the age of the roof, the condition of the roof, any other repair opportunity on that roof, go ahead and capture it, because that puts you in a better position, because we're going to sell that work. That puts us in a better position because we're delivering on what we told these customers, where we're going to collect more and more information to allow them to make better decisions on behalf of their properties. So that's how a service call will look. For re-roofs, we will get pretty much a lead for a re-roof opportunity, which a lead for us is almost a certain re-roof. And we'll ask you to go out and, number one, verify that they do in fact need a new roof. We would ask you to perform an inspection or some kind of evaluation on site, photo document. Again, we're collecting as much information as we can. We want life expectancy, the condition of the roof, what kind of repairs are they looking at, measure the roof, follow our spec. We'll have a spec sheet that we send you. That spec sheet's going to list out exactly how they want their roofs installed. We'll work together on packaging that re-roof bid, and we will send that off to our customer. Again, collect more and more information as much as you can while you're on site. And I know for a lot of companies, they'll just send an estimator out, and they're not necessarily a salesperson, which is a little bit different. But if at all possible, we want someone to be able to go out that can collect the data, that puts you and us in a better position when we present our findings to the customer in the end. Inspections, sometimes we have a paid inspection where the client is asking us to go evaluate a roof. Well, in that case, you'll probably need to send a salesperson, unless your company is set up or structured to be able to send a service person to go perform that inspection. The inspection results will then be put into our system, our format. We'll work through what that format looks like, make sure that you're collecting the right information. And we take these inspections, we present it to the customer, and in most cases, results in sold repair work or sold re-roofs, depending on the age and quality of that roof system. After you complete a job for us, we want to be able to collect from you the information relevant in order to get it billed. We are focusing on quick billing times. We want to get that invoice out promptly. So you send us all the information relevant to billing, the documentation, the before and afters, etc., and we will get that billed the same day that you send it in, and we will pay you within 30 days, and in often cases we pay even sooner. So let's talk a little bit about service. I touched on it briefly, but I really want to drive home expectations, right? So expectations of processing a service call. We work mostly within a not to exceed environment, and it varies from client to client. We have no problem at all increasing a not to exceed, but we need to do our part by showing what needs to be done, and we expect that work is done on each and every service call, so that way we can bill or charge for that call or justify what it is we did while we're on that call. It's very difficult to go out and not have anything done and generate an invoice for that and just tell them that we did stuff. That's not going to happen. That's not going to fly. We need to collect the information. We need to actually do some work on site, the right work. Hopefully, we're able to find the leak and solve the leak. But if we're working on a not to exceed environment of, let's say, $300, and using my pitch pan reference again, we're temping in at least those pitch pans and presenting very clearly what needs to take place in order to do the permanent repair. And 9 times out of 10, we're getting that authorized. But since you've at least temped in the leaks, you have a little bit more leeway when it comes to scheduling that secondary call. The biggest thing that I would remind you of is that you guys, as we send you out on these service calls, you guys own these roofs. We want you to think of it as each roof we send you out on, that's your roof. And as long as you're doing your part and you're holding up your end of our arrangement here, that there's no reason for us to ever have to call anybody else out. You go out on that service call, you document everything that you can, you do great service, you follow through on when you say you're going to be there, you take care of the customer, etc. The expectation is that you own these roofs, so when the replacement comes up, we're only going to need your bid from it. And that's the way that this program works, is we're relying on you, you're relying on us, and we're taking care of the customer in the end. So anything within your territory, we want to be able to call one person. We don't want to have multiple vendors for an area. We want to have one. It makes it easier for us. It makes it easier for you guys. It's more reliable, more consistent, and it just makes sense. And with that, with knowing that we'll rely on just you guys for that territory, we're asking you to evaluate your rates that you would charge us. And perhaps we can arrive at more of a wholesale price for time material lead calls. And, hopefully you're looking at this as the long run, and we're going to continue to feed you work, whether it be service calls, service work, or re-roof jobs, all three. Consider setting up an agreement with us where you say, look, we'll charge you a little bit less because we know that the work you send us, it's on point, it's on time, and it's a done deal. We're not set up like a Pegnata. We're not set up like a Roof Connect. We don't need to get multiple bids. We rely on one source, and you'll see why here perhaps a little bit more clearly in a minute, as we force almost consistency across the board. We're able to deliver consistent margin across the whole spectrum for these customers. And with that, we're asking for a little bit of leeway on rates. Response times, we're able to retain these clients because the way we communicate, we respond quickly. We're communicating daily, sometimes multiple times a day, especially if there's a store that's shut down. We want to be all over that. We want to show them that we are here. We're here to solve their problems. And we never want to let a store go down or have any downtime within that store. We're asking that you guys check in with a manager, right? Check in with the right person, not walking in through the back of the kitchen, checking in with the guy who washes the floors. Check in with the manager, check out with the manager, document what it is that you found on site, show it to the customer. They love that stuff. That word trickles up to management. And when they have a great experience, you guys get noticed. And we are very happy when we get compliments like that. And we make sure to let you guys know as well. As far as quality goes, we want the best quality. We're always trying to work within warranty environments. If we go out on a 7-year-old Duralast roof system, we expect that whatever repairs are made are warranty compliant. and that goes for any roof system. A lot of the stuff we're working on are Duralast corporate accounts, but they got a lot of mod bid out there. They got some JM PVC. We again want to remain working within warranty compliance so we can help them for future warranty calls. As far as quality goes, not only do we want to be warranty compliant, but we are selling our customers on the best possible repairs. And it sounds a little silly, but if you look at any type of coating that you're doing, we ask you to blue tape it. That's what we do right here in Texas. Customers sit behind, a desk receiving an invoice from a roofing contractor. They have no idea what they're looking at, especially if they don't know roofing. But they see a repair come through and they know if it looks good or if it looks bad. And we see so many repairs come through and it's just schlepped on, right? So we're asking that you blue tape it anytime you apply a coating or any type of solution like that. Put some tape down, apply the coating, and then peel the tape right off, and then you're left with a nice square patch. So we ask that you guys do the same thing and make sure that every repair you do looks to the best of the standard that you guys can do. And that shows value certainly, and that helps us retain our client. That makes everybody look good. Along with doing the right work, we need to document it the right way. We're asking for before photos, for after photos. When you take your pictures, we want you to stand in the same spot for before you make the repair and also after you make the repair. That just provides more consistency to customer and helps us get paid quicker and make sure that we are showcasing the level of consistency that we are selling these guys on the front end. And as long as we're doing everything that we said, we're documenting it, you're turning it into us, you're going to get paid promptly. Payments are expected to show up obviously less than 30 days, and in often cases we're paying even shorter than that. We want you guys to be a preferred vendor and be able to send that information in, very quickly. You'll get paid quickly, and we won't ever need to elongate that process because things are fluent, it's flowing well, and we can continue on this relationship. As far as re-roofs go, the expectation here, guys, is that we really want to partner with the best of the best. We heard you do great work. You know your area. We don't know your area. We don't have the interest of opening up shop inside of your area, which in a lot of cases will be a lot easier. We'd much rather partner with you guys and make that win-win environment. And with that, we're expecting the same quality that we deliver here in Texas out of state. We want to make sure that we are not only quoting the work to the spec that these corporate customers desire, but we are executing to the best that we possibly can the quality of these roof systems. And a lot of the customers that we're working with right now are Duralast spec. We'll share with you the spec per client. In a lot of cases, we do things like up and over walls. We terminate around the perimeter in two-piece compression with different sizes, and that helps for a more efficient install and a longer leak-free roof system. When we ask to go out and we ask you to go out and bid a job, we want to make sure that you guys are executing the bid retrieval, the requirements properly. A lot of times we want an inspection. I'd say if at all possible, always complete an inspection report. That inspection report further justifies their need to replace it. That decision gets made much quicker. So although it takes more time to put that report together, it is often worth it in the end. In regards to markup, like I said earlier, we want to make sure that we're providing these guys, these corporate accounts, consistency across all markets. So look beyond just your segment. We don't want you to look at each job and think, all right, how much money can I make off of this job? We want you to be in it for the long haul. So we need you to be at a 30% markup. You're marking up all of labor, all of materials. And we think that's pretty fair. what we're selling these customers is look, you guys are paying sometimes 45% markup, sometimes 20% markup, but it's a coin flip if you're going to get a good or bad install. Let's go ahead and take that consistency across the board. That allows for you guys to mark it up 30% and us to add a couple percent to the top of that. And they're still making out better than what they have been getting in the past. We're going to retain that client. We're going to keep them happy, and we're going to keep the re-roofs flowing to you guys and the service jobs flowing to you guys. We are the sole warranty provider. Like I talked about a couple of minutes ago, we want them to contact us for all warranty claims. We've worked it out. We have a specific workflow in order to achieve completion on these work orders. With that, we are the ones purchasing the materials for these re-roofs. You guys are still able to bid that job normal, mark it up 30%. However, when it comes time to complete the work, you're going to send us the material list. We're going to buy the materials. We're going to ship it to the job site or arrange with you, however you want to best get the materials to the job and get that thing completed. Daily reporting, meaning every time you have a day of work take place on that job, you're documenting the work completed, 4 before photos, 4 after photos. We have a format for that. We take that information, we put it into the system, we document the square footage replaced, and we deliver a % complete email to the customer. At job close, we need you guys to be at a 98, especially for these Duralast systems. You know, we check for the things that the Duralast inspector is checking for: cold welds, lifts, everything's back sealed. It's to Duralast spec. We think everyone can complete this, no question. However, we are a little spooked, being completely transparent, because the average Duralast score is a 75. There's a lot of guys out there that cannot pass the inspection the first visit. We were referred to you guys. We are hopeful that you fall within the best of the best parameters, and we're looking for a 98 or better. So however you could possibly deliver that. If you don't think that you can hit that, we would prefer to know that now, so we could save our clients some headache, because this is what we're selling them. So next steps, what do you think? Right? What do you want to do? You want to hop on? Would love to start giving you work. Everything sounds great. Do you have any questions? Exchange questions, yada, yada, yada. Exchange paperwork. We got a sub-agreement, W-9 insurance. I'll send that over to you. We need a single point of contact so we can start to work through some of these immediate jobs that we have, and let's roll.